What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of the Quayde Things podcast, coming to you here from Texas Homegrown Studios here in Stephenville, Texas. Sorry for the delay, man. Life has been crazy, but it's just given me some more time to work and rebuild this awesome podcast. I think it's awesome. Hope y'all do too. Of course, what is awesome is my guest this week, my good buddy, and well, we're about to tell some great stories. One of my best friends in the whole world, Mr. Randall King. What's up, my dude?
Not a lot, man. Just hanging out with my boy. What you know?
Dude, hanging out, just chilling. It's been a few weeks since we've seen each other, man.
Man.
You've got to go back home to the Blue Light and play a couple of shows.
Yeah. Went back to where it all started.
Absolutely.
Hanging out there.
Back when you had a backwards ball cap and glasses and long hair.
Yeah, we don't talk about those days.
I think it's great. Every once in a while, it'll pop up like in my memories. Back when, for those of you who don't know, Randall and I go way back, at least in the grand scheme of things. Just totally hanging out, dude. Like, of course, we all started out kind of at the Blue Light there in Lubbock. We've got a lot of mutual friends, like Joey Bybee, who used to play drums for you. Michael Mode used to play bass for you.
Yeah, man. Joey's playing for American Aquarium now.
Yep, Mode's with Dalton Domino. Yeah. And dude, we've seen some miles, my dude.
You know what, man? 3 years. It's a long time to watch everything grow and take off for musicians and everything. And it's been good, man. It's been a good time. It's great to see a lot of my Blue Light brothers and sisters taking off out there. So
absolutely,
Flatland and Dalton, and it's been good, man. Even Hunter, everybody.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot. I mean, it's Lubbock, man. It's the hub city. It's not just the hub of the middle of nowhere. It's the hub of some great tunage, man.
It's
here
home,
in Texas.
Dude. It
is home. But speaking of home, you're not home a lot. You're a touring musician, obviously. It's kind of what I've got going on with the podcast right now. But where all have you been recently, dude? Like I said, I know that you just you played Blue Light first night of Jab Fest, correct?
Yeah, we did.
How was the spillover from that?
It was good, man.
Heck yeah!
It was a packed crowd. It was a fun night, man. Josh and Wade came over and hung out with us. Yeah, dude, we've been hitting the road hard, man. We go all the way up into Indianapolis and Minnesota, and Arkansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, all the way up in there, dude. So we're
France.
We went, yeah, that's right. We just headlined Equiblues Fest in France. It was Buddy Jewel and us.
What was that like, man? Coming from? You're from Hereford, Texas, originally, correct? Yeah. So go from Hereford to France, man. What was that like?
Man, it was cool to see. I expected France to be kind of Paris. For one thing, but it was southern France. And down in southern France, you just got, especially a lot of little small towns. A lot of people just country, man. A lot of cowboys, a lot of cowgirls out there. It was a rodeo, and so it kind of took us by surprise to go out there and see
a rodeo in France.
Yeah, man, it took us by surprise to see a bunch of cowboys and cowgirls out there. And hell, dude, half the guys in the rodeo were from Texas out there anyway, but. Man, it was just a different culture. It was interesting to see that it didn't matter where it is in the world. There are country-ass people, and no matter what country you're in. And France proved that to us. There was a lot of cowboy hats out there.
Dude, that's pretty fucking cool. Because I've never been to Europe, but the last thing I knew that you were going to play the rodeo deal. You and I had talked about it before it had happened. But that's like the last thing I really expected was like a legit rodeo down there in France. And then like I saw the pictures and stuff on social media. Of course, Kristen Harris played out there as well.
Yeah.
Right. And so I saw a bunch of stuff on her social media as well. And it's like it's no different than watching rodeo here in Texas or in Wyoming or Utah.
It was great, man. It was great. A lot of blank stares at us at times because I'd say things in English
that don't translate so hot.
It takes them a second, I think, to get the click, and then by that point, like the message is done gone. So, a lot of the normal things that you say and do sometimes work, sometimes don't with making a connection to the crowd. But man, it was cool, man. They just didn't care. They they were just loving the fact that they had true country music at their exposure.
Dude,
so
that's what's
good,
up,
man.
Were there a lot more English speaking people there than you thought there would be, or not?
Actually,
so much?
Yeah. Most people spoke 2 to 3 different languages, and there were a lot of people that didn't.
Right.
But we kind of, we didn't speak French at all, besides a couple things. I made Seth learn passer le sel, which is pass the salt.
Nice.
That was always helpful for some reason. No, man, we went over there. And
what was the food like?
A lot of cold cuts, man. A lot of cold cuts.
Dude.
A lot of cold cuts. It was still good. The final day, I had to go track down an actual restaurant and find a steak, because they set us up with this really fancy 4-course meal restaurant, which was awesome. We had free food, but it was mostly consistent of small salads and cold cuts and not a lot of real meat.
Right.
And so
it's hard to get sustenance from that, man.
Yeah, dude. My band they were hangry half the time.
Oh,
they were
believe
ready
it, man.
for some Pringles and stuff. You know what I mean?
I have traveled and eaten with you guys many times. Y'all got.
We put it away, dude. We
Yeah.
put it away. So it was cool to see. It was cool to see their culture, man, and I have a lot of respect for that country and for the culture of it. But it was definitely one of them where we hit Texas Roadhouse as soon as we got back to the States, man. So.
I bet, dude. Didn't you actually work at Texas Roadhouse for a while?
I did, man. I waited tables for Texas Roadhouse for about 2.5 years.
There in Lubbock?
I would work there Monday through Wednesday, and then come Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we were gigging, and I had a home Sunday to be with my girl. And it was pretty good. I made a lot of money at Texas Roadhouse. I'll tell you what, it was one of the most efficient businesses I've ever seen ran, and I've worked for a lot of restaurants throughout college. So Texas Roadhouse was the pinnacle of that, and consistent. But I'm damn glad I don't wait tables no more. I can tell you
Dude,
that.
that's no joke, man. I'm working a construction job during the day, and it's the same sort of deal. It's like, like in my mind, I'm like, man, this sucks. I'm not enjoying this, whatever. At least I'm not waiting tables.
At least you ain't waiting tables.
But nothing against people who wait tables. If anybody listening is a server, thank you. I tip well. Don't hate me. But
no, it was a great experience, and
I think
man, I made a lot of
everybody should
money.
have to wait tables.
Just not what I was meant to do, man. But it was a great gig to pay the bills on the side when
Absolutely.
you were starting out in music. So
I agree, man. But I think it should be part of like growing up, like high school or something, that you should have to work retail or wait tables for some point in your life. Just so you know as a human how to treat those people. Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
People roll up to a table and they'll spend $75 on their meal
and tip like $5.
And then tip $5. And it's like, no, man, like there's a whole lot more that goes into tipping than we realize.
Or worse, the people that are rude to their wait staff.
Yeah,
that's the one that gets
America
me.
is the only country that actually does tipping. Nowhere else does tipping.
Right.
You go to Italy or even in France, they got offended if we were to tip, because they're
right.
Paid
it's not part of their culture.
Well, to do their job. So if you tip, a lot of times they feel like you're stepping on them or belittling them,
right?
Because you're almost telling them that they don't make enough money, and like, I feel bad for you in your job.
Yeah, it's like pity money.
They're like, no, I make great money doing what I do.
Right. So you know how tipping got started in America, right?
Cow tipping or tipping?
Tipping your server, if you will.
Yeah. I know.
So during the Depression, there were still restaurants and there were still bars, and tipping was not a big deal before that. And so what happened was business owners did not have enough money to pay their people, respectably, hourly, not enough money. And so then tipping came into place, but then they found out that it cost the business less money to keep that system going. And then after the Depression was over, it just stayed that way. And that's why servers make $3.15, $3.20, something like that an hour now, or $2.75, something like that an hour plus tips. Whereas, like you said, in other countries, they're making like $11, $12, $13 an hour.
Yeah,
to wait tables.
Our country's the only one that came up with that whole concept.
Yeah, it's bogus.
So but
that's how it's all
cool though, because I
implemented.
could make. There were nights I made $150 on a Tuesday. Working 4 hours, just
on a
step
Tuesday.
in, take as many tables as you could, knock it out, roll home with $150 in your pocket. And it was 4 hours worth of work. You got to sleep in. You got to go out and drink and then sleep in until 2.
Two-thirds of the night's pull goes to the bar.
Yeah. No, that's
the truth.
thing. That's another thing of like tipping somebody $5 on 75 is like, man, a percentage of that $75 comes out of that tipper's tip,
right,
and goes to the bar staff most of the time.
You tip your bartenders or your busser.
And it's like I think it's something like 3%. So if you tip less than 10%, your server's only making about 7%. So if you tip like 5 on 75,
you're giving your dude like $3,
pretty much,
which is not cool.
There's been sometimes like if you don't tip at all, not only is it a slap in the face of that server, that server, it costs them money on top of it.
Yeah, because they've been making almost nothing an hour, working their ass off to serve you, and you don't pay them essentially.
Absolutely, man.
It's a weird deal. But speaking of, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story about when we all got the worst steak that I think I've ever eaten in my life in Springfield, Missouri. When you opened up for Cody Johnson at Midnight Rodeo, I was slinging merch for you.
To be fair, we tried to eat at a restaurant in a hotel.
Yeah, it was in a hotel lobby. We weren't.
Y'all
trying
smartly
to go.
ordered steaks, thinking you were going to get this great steak.
Well, I screwed up because there's a whole lot of old people in there, and it was right next to a strip club and across the street from the bar. And so I'm like, well, you've got some decent clientele, or at least drunk.
Between the old people and the strip club, I guess, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like there's got to be one good piece of meat in here. You know what I mean? So man. I forgot what it was like a ribeye or sirloin or something. It wasn't like a magnificent cut of meat that I ordered, but I definitely did not receive. Oh, that was a good run, dude.
That's why I think I ordered the chicken fried steak, and it was a lot better.
Yeah, well, like 2/3 of the table ordered chicken fried steak.
That's because 2/3 of the table was smart enough to not order a steak in a hotel lobby restaurant.
That's true. I think me and Ben are the only ones who ordered a steak.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Ben, love you, dog, but there you go. But those are some good times. And then of course we went up there to Nebraska. That was well, you had to go into South Dakota for that. You played a private event, and you had to go to the wedding ceremony and play a song, and then we came back and played the reception.
We crossed we just crossed a river, and we were in South Dakota, and then we were like right on the river, so
right, and then
we weren't deep into South Dakota or nothing, but
but it's still
could say I was there. So another state I can knock off the list.
Heck yeah, man! And you said you're about to go to Minnesota. Is that the furthest north you've played before?
Minnesota will be the furthest north we've played. Indianapolis is the furthest east, and Colorado will be the furthest west we've gone so far. But yeah, dude, we're playing Minnesota. We're doing a 3-day run with Kojo. Minnesota, Omaha, Nebraska. That's actually Minneapolis. And Omaha, and then we're back in Des Moines.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, man. Well, last time we were there with Kojo, it was really good. I'm excited to get back down to that fan base, man. Love those people.
You guys vibe so well together. Like, I don't know. I'd been saying this for a couple of years. I was not the only person. I'm not trying to say I said this, but like there was a lot of talk through the scene that like you needed. Not needed, I don't mean it like that, but like what would do great for you is if you could pick up on the Kojo Aaron Watson crowd, because I'm not putting you in a box, I'm not putting them in a box, but this is fucking country.
There are different kind of fans.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. And I think that demographic worked out great for you, and it is working out awesome. I think that's great. Of course, I've seen you and your guys with him and his guys. Y'all vibe together well. I think that's a super cool deal. Y'all actually are on the same management. Right?
Yeah. It's Durango Management. They've got Roger Krager, Cody Johnson, and then us. And we hopped on with them about a year ago. And it's been good, man. Now we've been picking up shows with Kojo. That's probably hands down the best crew we've ever worked with, man. And we've worked with a lot of great crews. Man, Fowler's crew is incredible.
They are.
Watson crew is incredible. But yeah, dude, I'd say Kojo absolutely is the pinnacle for a good crew and great show.
And a stand-up dude, too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He's one of the best dudes, one of the best people out there, man. He's taken me out under the wing and showed me the ropes, man.
Have you guys done any co-writes yet, or have y'all talked about it?
We're working on it, man.
Dude.
We're working on it. We got a couple in the works. So apparently my management was showing Cody a song of mine that's going to go on my record, and Cody texted me and said, "Man, I want that song." I was like, "Hell no, Cody."
no, this will not happen.
No. I love Cody, man, but that one's going on our record, and so I'm excited, man. But it's a great feeling to know that you got songs that Cody wants. That's a big deal. He's getting pitched songs left and right from the big dogs out of Nashville right now. So
right.
But no, it's great, man. We love working with them. Excited to be back doing a few more shows the rest of this year, and we got some with Watson's guys too, some with Krager.
Good.
We're back with the rambunctious rowdy Quayde in College Station, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
That's
College Station's always a good time.
Yep.
And dude, those guys party. Like, not just like drink and have fun, but like they create the atmosphere of party.
Man. Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's their vibe.
Talk about energy and drinking your ass off, getting stoned. Yeah, dude. They got a good crowd for that, man.
Dude.
So I'm excited to get back down there. So we're a little more honky tonk than most bands.
Right.
So honky tonk, very upbeat, very energetic, very drinkable music. So we're excited to be back in front of them and hanging with them again. Especially with my boy Jared Flushy.
Dude, the Flush.
Yeah,
I love it. Dude, that dude is my party animal, road dog. He and I.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm gonna have him on the podcast eventually, and we're probably gonna tell story. So,
we had him up in Steamboat with us this year, and he's picked up a few shows there and there.
What, he played another big show with y'all? Was it a street show?
No, he played Mardi Gras.
That's right.
Dallas
it was
Mardi Gras with us. We were kind of in the middle of not having a lead guitarist at the time, and he was stepping in where he could. He was still playing with Co at the time, but he was kind of stepping in here and there.
And he's killer.
He was good, man. Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's one of my favorite guitar players in the scene right now,
man.
And I'm totally comfortable saying that. Like, I think when he joined Quayde, he brought a lot of his personal party element to the band. That's what I think.
He's a big personality, man.
He is. He's a huge personality. But thank God I remembered. I was going to bring this up. This is something I thought about earlier today. We were hanging out at Larry Joe Taylor Fest this year, you and I, and a few other people, before you played your set at LJT this year. And I'm not sure if you remember this or not. You'd come by camp, and we were hanging out and talking for a minute, but then you were super nervous about your set, but then you got on stage and you murked it, dude. Like, I never really got to tell you, because I think y'all bounced out pretty quick after.
Yeah.
But and like I said, I just kind of saw you in passing. It wasn't like we were just like hanging out and like chilling, all kinds of stuff. But it was like I saw you. You see anybody for over 5 minutes at LJT, you hung out. You know what I mean? It's such a hustle and bustle. But I just wanted to commend you on your set this year, dude.
Well, thank you, man.
That was incredible, man. There's a picture. I think Houston Hall took the picture. If it wasn't Houston Hall, it was Darren Davis. But it was me and David Wild and Crystal Clark, and we're all like in the front stage, like, dude, that was a
fun,
good
man.
time, man.
It was good, dude. We
are you gonna be playing anymore, or are you hoping to play some LJT shows?
I have no idea, man. That's not anything we've talked about yet.
Right.
So it's
well, I mean, let me rephrase the question. Is that something you would like to do again?
Well, hell yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to be on LJT every year if we could.
Heck yeah.
LJT is the pinnacle, man.
Dude, I think having you on this year, of course, you kicked off Tuesday, didn't you?
We kicked off Tuesday.
And I think that's awesome, because that has been Dolly's shine spot for a few years. And to see you, I know a lot of people see it as like, who's on the lineup? I'm like, all right, these people are on the lineup. Where are they playing?
Yeah, actually.
And I think it's a good sign to see what's coming, what's growing. And
Coalition
to see
kicked
you
it
kick
all
off
off.
Tuesday, dude, was just...
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was Coalition, and then we were the next band up, man. And so we were the first full band up on the main stage this year, dude. So it was a hell of a thing to be a part of. And I think Parker was behind us. No, I don't remember who was about. It was Randy Rogers finished the night off. I think it was Parker, and then it was Randy Rogers. So it was a good. It was a hell of a night, man.
It was, man.
Big crowd. It was fun.
Dude, there was LJT. One day...
I'm sorry, it was Whiskey Myers, not Parker McCollum.
You're right, it was Whiskey Myers.
It's Whiskey Myers and Randy
and,
Rogers.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I didn't have an intro on Tuesday. I had an intro on Wednesday, and I did Fowler's intro. And I know he closed the night out.
Yeah, you did. I watched that.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Good. And
No. Fowler killed off Tuesday, I think. Or was it Tuesday? Or was it Wednesday?
No, Fowler was with Kojo Wednesday.
That's right.
It was
dude, all the beers I had the rest of that week, it all just kind of melded together.
Yeah, don't blame it there.
Dude, you talk about sweating bullets. I was so nervous at LJT this year. I had only done 2 live intros ever before I had 5 intros on the main stage.
You got worked, but you did good. I'll commend you on that.
Thank you, man.
You did very good on it.
Thank you. I got to accidentally name drop Blue Light during a Parker McCollum intro. That was great.
That's very good.
So
I didn't catch that one.
Oh, dude. So it was a Bud Light stage, right? And I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs. We've got the whole... I'm Caesar conducting the orchestra, you know what I mean? And I'm like, put your hands together, help me welcome to the Blue Light, damn it, the Bud Light stage. It's like, of course you hear like the Lubbock people over here, they were like, woo! Like it was pretty awesome. But hell, I think actually Sean McGill, I think, got that on video.
Nice.
So nice. I'll have to look through my stuff and I'll text it to you when I find it.
Hell yeah.
But we were speaking of Tuesdays. Actually, you've got a deal called Tip the Hat Tuesday.
Yeah,
that you do on all of your social media.
Whenever I can.
Right, but typically on Tuesdays. What really inspired that, man? Because I've actually, this is a question I don't know the answer to because I've been wanting to ask you this. I finally got around to it.
Man, I wanted to do something that would kind of boost the social media factor, get my name out there a little bit more.
Right.
And I've got a lot of being a songwriter myself and working with a lot of my heroes up in Nashville.
Yeah.
They're songwriters that people don't know their name, but they've written 15 number 1 songs.
Right. You can sing at least 5 of them.
Yeah, man. You look at the list of some of these songs that these guys have written, and you're just like, how have I never heard of these people? And so I got really into, for about a year and a half, just going to a website called musicvf.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in, you can see who's written what, and man, just finding people that their style intrigued me, man. Like Tony Lane is one of those people. Tony Lane's a big hero of mine. Written Run, Roll With It, Little Past Little Rock. And you look at this lineup of songs that they've written, and you're just like, man, like you can see their character within those songs and why artists would want them, why artists pick those songs.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring those songwriters to light, man. So I did a thing called Tip the Hat Tuesday, where I pay tribute and acknowledge the songwriters behind all the big hits that everybody knows and love. So I'll find a song like Run,
mm-hmm.
and I'll play Run, and I'll tell who wrote it, and which was Anthony Smith and Tony Lane. And I've had the privilege of writing with both of those artists in the last year, so that was a hell of a thing.
Any of them that have made it to?
One is going on the record.
Yeah, because
actually two songs that I've written with Anthony Smith are
going to be on the new record.
May go on the new record.
We'll get to the new record in a second.
The one with Tony Lane,
talk to you about that one.
May. It just kind of depends. There's dude, we have probably at this point 30 to 35 songs that we're looking at.
Right, so you've really got to wean that down.
Yeah, and a lot of them kind of similar.
You could release, like 2 or 3 EPs back to back, like 8-track EPs.
Yeah, we'd really want to release because I've already done the EP thing.
Right.
It's really
Red Dirt Road or Old Dirt Road.
No, that was a full length.
That was a full length.
The EP is another.
I found my copy the other day, moving into my new house, man.
Hold on to it because
I am.
We buried that record hard.
Yeah, I know.
That record is not Randall
King.
That record is Randall King Band from 2013.
You need to do a limited release of that and plug the hell out of it for a long time, and then have it available for 48 hours.
I thought about doing something like that, maybe in November, releasing that record for 2 or 3 days, and just making it available for physical purchase as well as download.
And you recorded that on Tech Campus, right?
I did, man. I recorded that record down in the basement of Texas Tech. It was co-produced It was co-produced by me and my old guitar player, which is why that record is not Randall King.
Right.
Because it took me the next year and a half after releasing that record to figure out that that's not who I am.
Right. That wasn't the sound you were wanting to go for.
I'm country. There ain't nothing rock and roll about Randall King. I mean, besides the fact that we're high energy on stage,
right?
We're country, man. Our set, I would say, is a little bit rock and roll, which is, like I said, like the energy and the flair.
But you have, in my opinion, you have to have that. You can't just put speakers behind cardboard cutouts. Like you have
absolutely,
to.
Man. Absolutely.
You know.
But that record does not reflect Randall King, and so we buried it. And I produced Another Bullet myself.
There at Amusement Park Studios.
We
recorded it, right?
We recorded it. We recorded it
Hubbard
in Fort Worth Sound with Bart Rose.
Oh shit, that's right. That's right. Sorry, Bart, my bad.
I produced it there, and then Scott Ferris at Amusement Park mixed it.
Okay, that's.
And then Terra Nova out of Austin mastered it.
Okay, because we did the listening party at Amusement Park.
Yes, we did.
That was another great night. And I can't believe I got my facts screwed up on that one. Sorry, but I think that's cool that you recorded with Bart.
But no, that's we did the EP
he's killer, man.
For Another Bullet in May, and it's been a year and a half almost since we've released any kind of music. So when we go in October, we're going to cut 4 or 5 songs, and then we're going to go back in hopefully December, cut another 4 or 5. And then come January, February, finish up with hopefully another 2 or 3.
Have it out by May, June.
Yeah, man, I think somewhere between a 10 to 15 song record would be great. We're gonna cut it down.
I think that's the way to go.
We're gonna cut it down to the best stuff and stuff that really reflects my personality, who I am, songs that I love, and I get to produce this one as well, man. Do
you enjoy producing?
I love it because you get full control of what reflects you,
right?
Versus having somebody that comes in and thinks they know you. Yeah, and even if we did hire a producer, I would co-produce it just because
you would want to oversee.
Sound. Yeah, absolutely, man. And so a lot of artists don't do that, but it's something that I worked really, really hard for a lot of years to be able to know what I'm doing in the studio to be able to get the sounds that I want. So it's a very humbling thing for your management to tell you that they don't want to bring in a producer. They want you to do it in Nashville in the studios up there. So I mean, it was as a humbling and a blessing at the same time. And so we're looking forward to this next record. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. I promise. It's coming soon.
Well, one reason I love your most recent record, Another Bullet, one reason I love it so much was what a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people do, is you and I were semi-roommates for a while.
Yeah, I slept on the couch. And
you slept on the couch out at the old Lubbock compound.
Of course, you paid rent, and I was a bum, so it was awesome.
Dude, obviously, I'm so concerned about it. But it was me, you, Danny Sodrud, Caleb Alaman, Jim Dixon, and Connor Martin, the old Ox Martin.
Yep.
We're in the back.
Yep.
And so there was many days and nights that I would come home from the bar or work, and you'd be on the couch, be like, "Hey man, I just wrote this. Check this out."
Yep.
Or you'd be working on some chord progression. I'd be like, "Dude, I like that," and it was really cool. Like, I know I had like 0 contributing factors to your album, but to watch you build it, like from where you're doing it, like it was a really cool experience, man.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah, that whole EP I wrote except for one song, I wrote all of them in 2015.
15, yeah.
Yeah, back then, man. So I was on radio tour, and and they send you on radio tour, you got nothing to do but drive in a freaking circle around Texas.
Right.
So, and if you've ever driven a circle across Texas, you know how many miles you're logging. So
yeah, you're looking at like
I had a lot of time,
2
man.
oil changes.
I wrote Another Bullet over that 6-month period, just being on the road. Every time I had a good line or idea, I'd throw it in there, and I'd just keep playing with it until I had the song the way I wanted it. And that really helped me in the long run with my songwriting. But yeah, the only song on that EP that was not written in 2015 was Ain't Waiting on You. And I wrote Ain't Waiting on You on my front porch back in early 2014.
Dude, that one band gets me, man. Like, even when I was like working the merch booth, like okay, I'm gonna say this is one of my favorite songs that you've done. Like that one kicks me right in the fucking balls.
That song is the one song where I realized that was me, that I was country, that I didn't need to be doing anything else but country.
Well,
that was the song that turned.
There's a lot of feel in that song, not just because it relates to me personally, but there's a lot of feel in that song, and you've done a good job of telegraphing that and condensing it and putting it into 3 minutes and change.
I appreciate it, man.
Like that's, I don't know, I'm not gonna keep stroking your dick on this thing, but I've watched you for a long time, man, and to watch you become the awesome person and songwriter and performer, and to see your drive and the way you conduct your business and the way you conduct yourself as a person, like it's a really cool thing to see somebody do it and do it right.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, man. Yeah, man, I'd say without Ain't Waiting on You, I wouldn't have my day-to-day manager. And without my day-to-day manager, I wouldn't have Durango Management. So
damn.
But I also wouldn't have them without Another Bullet. So those two songs have literally made my career so far.
Well, and the video for Another Bullet, you shot up really close to your home.
I shot it in my hometown.
Right, but it was close to like your family homestead, kind of, sort of, right?
Man.
I mean, Hereford's such a bustling metropolis.
My great-grandpa's land, it was right out behind my great-grandpa's land, which we don't own anymore.
Right.
But we shot it out at my buddy, longtime family friend, Kevin Smith. We shot it out at his ranch there, and it was good, man. I hadn't been to Hereford was my hometown. I hadn't been there I'd probably been there one time in the last 8 or 9 years. So to get back there and record Another Bullet in my hometown with a song as powerful and meaningful as Another Bullet is, to get back to your roots was something that I'll never forget.
Dude, there's just a lot of power behind it, man, and I think it's so cool that you brought so much personal feel and sentiment in it for you. You didn't just do it for the fact to have a music video, like you did it for you, and you did it for the song and for what the song represented, and you're a deeper person than you portray, for the record.
Well, I'm an asshole, but I also get.
We're all assholes. If you're not an asshole, you don't get candy. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. But I don't know. I actually wrote Another Bullet based on the concept of the attitude of Tom Blasingame. And Tom worked on the Goodnight Ranch up in Amarillo, Texas, and he was the last known true living cowboy that was just straight up born in the wrong era. He was born in, the late 1800s and died in like 1980. Mm-hmm. So he saw the whole progression of modern civilization.
Right. He came in on the ass end of.
So he didn't get the true cowboy life like he wanted. So he worked on the Goodnight Ranch, and he was out there every day. And on Saturday, Sunday, he'd come home to his wife in town because she lived in town with electricity and all.
Right.
So the rest of the time, he worked out on their ranch, lived in a shack with no electricity at all. He just wanted to live the original cowboy way of life. And that's why Another Bullet talks so much about sticking to your roots. Because he absolutely did. His mindset was, to hell with it, I'm going to live life the way I want to.
Right.
And I took that mindset and wrote Another Bullet with it. And I actually did it because my uncle sent me a link to an article written by a WT student about Tom Blasingame. And he said, Randall, I can write a better song than you. And I said,
challenge
really?
Accepted.
Okay. And he said, yeah, I'm going to write a song based on this article, and you're going to write a song based on this article, and we're going to compare the two, and we're going to see who wrote a better song. I said, okay, well, I'll take you up on that.
Right. You want to play this game? We'll play this game.
And so, lo and behold, he wrote a pretty good one, but like I said, mine got me my management, so sorry, Uncle Kerry.
Yeah, sorry, Uncle. It just didn't pan out for you today. But, dude, I know a lot of the story about like how your dad really got you into like country music. Has your dad ever talked to you about what it was like with your granddad, like how, I don't know, your family has a very strong, like we are who we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that, you know, we're kings and we have to be this way, but like there's a sense of being who you are as a person.
That comes from my grandpa.
Has he talked
never met
a little
my
bit about
that? He didn't have to.
You see it in his day to day.
You know, so I never met my great grandpa, but I knew my grandpa pretty decently well.
Right.
And for the last 20 years, he'd been battling Alzheimer's, and he was really okay up until the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And then this last year, he was real bad, and he passed away a month or two back. But I learned just in the whole last couple months of his life, from watching how he reacted with my grandma, how he reacted with my dad, the things that the smart ass comments he would make. That's how he showed love and showed his personality, was by making smart ass comments, you know. And
right.
I get a lot of that from him. And
I've
noticed
smart
that
ass, just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I always
I enjoy it though. I'm an asshole too, so
it's part of life, man.
It is.
If you don't got an asshole somewhere out there, you're just not having fun.
Exactly.
He, I thought that I took a lot of my personality from my dad, but it turns out that my dad takes a lot of personality out of my pawpaw. And little things, man, like my pawpaw used to. He would always, in a conversation, he would just, yeah, well, that's pretty good there. And so I take a lot of that in my voice for some reason. I just picked up on it. I do it a lot, man.
Dude, there's genetic mannerisms that people get. Like my grandmother says that I move the way that one of her, like my body language and stuff, I move a lot like one of her cousins that died when he was younger or something like that. She's like, you're a lot like him. And I'm like, well, great, I didn't know. I'm like,
DNA.
But it's weird that what sticks, man.
Yeah.
You know? It kind of makes you wonder, like, the personality you develop, like, what shitty things are you going to pass on, you know?
Hopefully they don't get the shitty things, they get the good things.
Hopefully, right? Man. We can all pray for that.
But I got news for you. If you don't take a little bit of the bad things out of your parents too, you don't have personality.
Agreed, man. There's a yin and a yang to everything. If everything's all gravy, it's not fun, and if everything sucks, it's not fun. You gotta have.
Nobody's perfect, man. Everybody's got to.
There's love and war in everything, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, brother, I appreciate it very much, man. I'm glad you came to the show.
Heck yeah. Of course, he's out here at the Twist. Where are you going to be over your next couple of dates? Where can we find you on social media, your website?
Tonight is Stephenville, obviously, right. Twisted J. What we make at the door goes to J.J. Watt's Hurricane Harvey relief. So we'll be donating that to JJ. And then tomorrow, I got another acoustic show in Huntsville.
Nice. Hopefully not at the prison.
No, not at the prison. Definitely not at the prison. And then Thursday, we're with Co. At the Tap in College Station. Friday, we're in Corpus Christi.
Very nice.
At South Texas Ice House.
Heck yeah.
And Saturday, we're off because we were supposed to play Gator Fest in Anahuac, but Anahuac was underwater. So
it happens, unfortunately. We hope the people down there in Anahuac are being helped and are warm and fed and all of that.
Absolutely,
there's this is a great time for Texans to come together and be Texans, and I think we're doing a great job of it. But where can we find your music? Of course, Another Bullet is available for purchase.
You can find Another Bullet on our website, randallkingmusic.com. You can also find it on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, Google Play. But
and you're Randall King on all social media, pretty much, right?
Instagram, Randall King Band. Snapchat, RK Band. Twitter is Randall King Band. My Facebook is Randall King, but everything else is under Randall King Band.
Heck yeah. So. Sounds good to me, man. Well, I love the fuck out of you, dude. So glad that you came here. Super stoked for everything. And y'all make sure to catch Randall King and his boys wherever the hell you can. This has been another episode of the Quayde Things podcast. Be good, treat each other all right, and don't do anything stupid without me.